I'm a city boy, born and bred. But for my next adventure, I'm heading into the countryside of northern England. Looks pretty desolate, doesn't it, with this heather-covered land spreading in every direction. My journey is taking me from the west coast of Cumbria, nearly 200 miles east, to Robin Hood's Bay on the North Yorkshire coast. Oh, there he is! Oh man, that was so good! As I cross this spectacular countryside... It's such a beautiful landscape. It's almost manicured. I'm meeting the people
good health.
Who live and work here.
There you go, you're a natural.
I was born for this. Any more fares? Look at this down here. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? Wow! Ooh. This week... Listen, can you hear? The pits may have long gone, but the music lives on. Up on the moors, there's an industrial level of activity. It's incredible to think that each of these hives contains about 40,000 bees. And the largest British Army training base in the world hides a remarkable secret. Oh! I think that was one of the loveliest things I've ever been involved with. Oh, I finally arrived in the Yorkshire Dales. Look at that. Rolling hills, all those different greens in the valleys. It's picture postcard, isn't it? The landscape of the Yorkshire Dales is predominantly limestone, with its undulating valleys, windswept peaks and vast expanses of moorland. It's got a breathtaking natural beauty. But that's a working landscape. I want to find out more about the people who live there, what they do, what challenges they have to face. I'm rather looking forward to it. I've now crossed over the border from Cumbria to North Yorkshire, and I'm halfway on my coast-to-coast adventure. On this part of my journey, I'm starting in the village of Hawes, home of a famous Yorkshire export, travelling east across the Yorkshire Dales until I reach one of the finest country estates in Yorkshire, Kiplin Hall. There's no better place to start than at the heart of the Yorkshire Dales, the home of Yorkshire Wensleydale Cheese. Ironic when you consider its famous recipe was brought here by French monks at the turn of the 14th century. The Wensleydale Creamery contributes a whopping £10 million to the local economy. It's a far cry from 20 years ago, when it was about to be shut down because the then owners wanted to move production elsewhere. But the community was determined to save it. A buyout team, including local businessman Richard Clark, came to the rescue. When you started, that must have been quite a scary time.
I guess so, really, but we knew that it could succeed. You know, cheese has been made in this area since after the Norman conquest. People are passionate about the area. We're passionate about the area. We're Yorkshire people, you know, and we've got this grit about us. It would have been criminal to let it go.
You've got 2 factories now?
We've got 2 factories, yeah. We employ over 200 people now. All the milk comes from farmers within the given region, from the area which should be used for making traditional Yorkshire Wensleydale cheese.
How much cheese are you making now?
We make over 3,000 tonne of vat-made cheese a year. We strive to perfect what we're doing.
What are your plans for the future?
World domination.
Cheese domination?
Yeah.
You heard it here. Yorkshire Wensleydale is famously handmade, so I think it's time for me to lend a hand. I'm about to enter into the hallowed sanctuary of true Yorkshire cheese making. But before that, I've got to get all kitted up. I'm not telling you this code either. Paul. Expert cheesemaker Paul Whitehead has been working here for 15 years.
Earplugs.
Now what?
Hairnet back down over ears.
Pardon?
Oh, come here.
Before I get to taste it, this Yorkshire Wensleydale has to go through 10 processes to turn the locally sourced milk into cheese.
So here we're running our freshly pasteurised milk in, ready for the process to begin.
Cool. It's a lot of milk there, isn't there? How much do you reckon?
Well, this is one of our smaller vats. That'll be about 5,000 litres now.
And what's that big arm doing?
All that big arm's doing now is stirring the milk so the fat doesn't settle out.
Yeah.
The next step will be to add our starter cultures in.
This is a special mix of bacteria that are added to the milk to make it sour. It's these that contribute to Wensleydale's unique, mild, fresh flavour and crumbly texture. So would that taste any different?
Yeah, that would taste like natural yoghurt.
Rennet's then added to set the mixture, and this becomes curds and whey.
What we're going to do then, we're going to put our hand in and look for how it splits. We're looking for a nice bright green whey and a clean split.
Whoa! Oh, it is like jelly, isn't it?
Just like that.
Very weird. Oh yeah, that's definitely green in the middle, isn't it? The liquid whey is drained off, leaving the curds. So the curd is this chunky stuff,
yeah,
and the whey is this greeny grey
all the liquid that ran off.
Salt's mixed in to act as a natural preservative and adds to the cheese's distinct flavour.
Big handful.
Is this too small?
Yeah, bigger, bigger.
It's then popped into moulds and carefully wrapped in cheesecloth.
Oh dear.
Am I going to go outside and wash now?
Yes, please.
I stuck my finger like that in order to separate the different bits of material, but not allowed to do that, so I've got to go outside and wash my hands again. And my tongue, I suppose. I think this is a good time to head to the storeroom and see some of the other varieties of cheese they make here. These cheeses here are Wensleydale Blue, but they don't look like that when they first come in. Originally, they look more like this, and they're stacked up and they're just turned over once a day for 10 days, and then finally they're pierced, and that allows the air to interact with the blue mould spores, which were put in at the creamery, and then they start to go blue, and you get that lovely crust all the way around them. But I'm keen to try the type of Yorkshire Wensleydale that I've made today. This is put in the storeroom to mature for 6 to 8 weeks, and resident cheese grader Phil Jones knows exactly when it's ready to eat.
This is our cheese iron.
A cheese iron, of course it is.
This is what a cheese grater uses to look inside the cheese.
Right. Whoa.
Then we pull out a bore, and then what you're looking for there is a clean back of the iron.
It's clean as a whistle, yeah.
Should be nice, clean on the aroma.
Lovely.
So if you'd like to take a little bit, and that should have a nice, clean flavour.
It has, and it's very crumbly too. Isn't it?
Very crumbly, with that lovely honeyed sweet aftertaste, which is typical of our Wensleydale. That comes from the milk from the cows in this area.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm continuing my coast-to-coast journey across England, and I'm now in the Yorkshire Dales. Like all rural communities, the farmers' market is where the action is. I've come to the market town of Leyburn, to one of the most notable calf auctions in the north of England. Farmers come here every week from far and wide to buy and sell their animals. The value of sheep and cattle sold in England and Wales in 2015 was over £1.5 billion. It's big business. Breeders Richard Shuttleworth and Colin Whitlock have travelled 40 miles from Skipton to try and sell their 8 calves.
Yes, please.
How is the price of the stuff that you sell determined?
The quality of the animal and by the number of buyers that's here.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
And does that oscillate from week to week?
Yes.
Calves are sold between 3 and 6 weeks old.
Pen 3, Scarlett. Pen 3 goes to the ring first. Go on, Sammy.
Richard and Colin need to sell for a decent price to make their trip worthwhile. So when you come here every week, in a sense, part of your livelihood's at stake, isn't it?
It is, very much so, yeah.
That's his profit. And if we're not making profit, we can't carry on.
Looking to buy some beef calves to fatten up for meat is David Albert. He's driven 90 miles from Driffield in East Yorkshire.
Well, I see a good pen of calves there that's been well looked after.
How do you know that?
Well, you can tell by the colour of the skin, the shininess of the skin.
Yeah.
He's alert and his ears are up and he's not drivelly down his nose. It's just all about its health and size, really.
Do you think you'll be buying today?
I've come maybe 2.5 hours, so I don't want to go home empty. May the best man win.
The turnover can be anything between £50,000 and £250,000, depending on what's being sold and the prices the livestock fetch on the day. What was that, £145?
£145, yeah. Last week, this would have made about £340.
OK.
Last week.
The auctioneer's making sales of beef calves, but for the life of me, I can't tell who's buying. Are you bidding? I only just realised that. Yeah. It is like playing poker, isn't it?
You never want too many people to know what you're up to.
I always fancied myself as a bit of a poker player, so I want to have a go.
15.
25?
5.
For a newbie like me, this atmosphere is intoxicating.
Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it.
And it's easy to get carried away.
We can't stop you. Yeah.
I feel like a cowboy. 134 calves have been sold here today, but unfortunately it's not been a great day for sellers Richard and Colin.
A bit disappointing, really. Calf made 365 and I thought it'd have made 400.
Same for you?
Yeah, disappointed with today's trade.
What were the problems today?
I think it was mainly down to the number of buyers there were around the ring.
So was it your mistake bringing them here today rather than another day?
No, calves get to a point that they're ready for selling, so when they're ready for selling, they need to go. But that's how it goes.
That's what a market's all about. It's what it is on the day. The trade is on the day.
It was a buyer's market today, and David's very happy to have bought calves for an average of £142 each, a very good price. Must have been my bidding.
Yeah, we've had a good day. Had a good day, for a change. It's been easier to buy today than in previous weeks.
But you did enjoy today, didn't you?
Yeah, I do enjoy market days, yeah. It's where you make or break it, I suppose. You must have brought me some luck.
It wasn't so much having the calves that was the pleasure for me, it was the bidding for them.
Have you paid for them?
I think it's time to leave before I get lumbered with a big bill. Yorkshire Dales National Park covers 841 square miles across Yorkshire and extends to small areas of Lancashire and Cumbria too. And just 7 miles down the road from Leyburn is one of its most famous natural landmarks. Throughout my journey across Cumbria and the Yorkshire Dales, I've constantly been bumping into people with innovative new small businesses. But this is a story about a business at the other end of its life. Look at the sheer industrial weight of this mill. But who needs anything like this anymore? All that's left of it is this little craft shop and a hint to its former grandeur, the water that once drove it, the magnificent Aysgarth Falls, one of the premier tourist attractions around here, and justifiably so. This triple flight of waterfalls carved out of the River Ure stretches for almost a mile and dramatically drops 30 metres. The watermill next to it was built back in 1854 and for the next 100 years successfully produced cotton, wool and corn, all driven by these powerful falls. Visitors have flocked here for over 200 years and it's inspired painters, poets and writers. I've now left Aysgarth in Wensleydale and headed just 10 miles northwest up to the neighbouring valley of Swaledale. Built on a hillside above the River Swale is the pretty village of Muker, home to around 300 residents and a surprising local group. Listen, can you hear? This is the Muker Silver Band, a traditional brass band that, albeit with different members, has survived for over 100 years. Oh, that was fantastic. I love the way the bass notes hold it all together. I love the twiddly bits at the top as well. But how long has this band been in existence?
We formed in 1897.
You weren't there at the beginning, were you?
No, but those two up there were.
Are these guys
Two
here?
of
Yeah,
those,
yeah,
they
yeah.
were.
There are 15 surviving brass bands in the Yorkshire Dales today, but back in the early 19th century, there would have been many more. The local workforce were lead miners, and every mining community had a band. Today, Muker's current bandmaster is Norman Guy.
It started because of Queen Victoria's 60th Jubilee. So our vicar of the time decided, why didn't Muker have a band to play for the anniversary of Victoria? So that's how the band was formed.
Back in 1897, residents wanted their own band so badly they raised £50, a small fortune at the time, and bought some second-hand instruments. The band was born. But less than 20 years later, unable to compete with foreign imports, the lead mining industry virtually collapsed. The mines may have gone, but the band played on. Although some things have changed, as Dorothy Guy and Judith Dower explain. Were there both men and women here from the beginning?
No, not in 1897.
So when did the women come in?
Well, I started in 1971.
But you were one of the first.
Yes.
One of the suffragettes of this band.
Well, the others weren't far behind.
And you've been on tour too recently, haven't you?
Indeed, to Southern Ireland. We played in Adair and Bunratty Castle.
How did it go?
Very well.
You sure, all the time?
Well, what goes on tour stays on tour.
Sylvia Crooks has played concerts with the band all over Europe. They continue to give regular performances in nearby Richmond and across the Dales. The band's still hugely popular in the village, with their members ranging from 19 to 82 years of age. What else are you going to be rehearsing this afternoon?
The Swaledale song, which is our local anthem, I suppose you could call it. It's a song that was written by John Reynoldson in 1886 as a lament for the closing of the lead mines.
So if there's a lament, does that mean that there's lyrics as well as music?
There are, yeah.
I'll sing of a place to my heart very dear, a place where I always would dwell, and if you will kindly lend me your ear, a few of its beauties I'll tell. That's lovely, isn't it? So you're going to sing that this afternoon?
Yes, and will you sing with us?
I don't know the tune.
Well, we'll soon learn it. It's not a difficult tune.
All right, will you sing along with me?
Yes, I'll sing along.
All right. It's great to see this traditional music isn't only surviving, but thriving. The mining industry here may be long gone, but the Muker Silver Band is ensuring that this part of their cultural heritage is here to stay.
In that beautiful dale, home of the Swale, how well do I love thee, how well do I love thee, beautiful dale, home of the Swale, beautiful, beautiful dale.
Thank you very much. In the next part of my journey, I'm heading 25 miles north to discover another industry thriving on the heather moorlands. It's like I'm walking down a street full of factories, except we're not in Manchester or Leeds. We're right in the middle of the Yorkshire Dales. It's a peaceful dawn. I'm up early and heading to a remote part of the Yorkshire Dales, 12 miles north of Leyburn. It's first thing in the morning on the Yorkshire Dales. There's a bitter wind. It's like I've just dived into a pool of freezing water, and I hate early starts, but I've had to because I've got to meet some workers who've got up even earlier than I have. Thousands of them, actually. Scott Varley and his brother-in-law Paul Went are bringing 50 hives packed with bees to these moorlands. Hi guys.
Morning. Morning.
To infuse their honey with the scent of late summer heather.
During the summer, the bees are obviously on farmland. Yeah. They obviously get different flowers and crops, which they help pollinate. This time of year, the only flower that really is available is the heather. We then put them on the truck and bring them up to the moors so they can try and get some of this lovely heather.
How many hives have you got?
We have about 1,700 beehives. There's probably roughly somewhere between 30 to 40,000 bees in each hive.
In each hive?
Yeah.
I thought there'd be about 10,000 in total. So this is a big business.
It is, yeah.
If I've done my sums correctly, that's 2 million bees around me right now.
So here we go.
Oh, smart.
And, hopefully that should keep you protected.
Time for me to go undercover.
Yeah.
I've no idea where I'm going most of the time in this hat. Throughout the year, Scott and Paul move their hives to different sites across Yorkshire and Durham. Working with local farmers, the bees have access to the best flowers in bloom and help pollinate the crops.
Bees can drift quite a lot from hive to hive. They locate themselves by the surroundings in front of the hive.
Oh, I see. All the homes look the same to them. What's important to them is the garden. The bit
That's right, yes.
I love the idea that a load of them can't find their way home, so they all hang out in the wrong hive.
Yeah, it does happen, yeah.
The British bee population has been declining by over 30% since 2007. An alarming rate when you consider a third of what we eat relies on pollination by them. Wow! Ooh.
Do we give them a little bit of a smoke?
Yeah.
This will calm the bees down.
Smoke confuses the bees and stops them from getting agitated. God, amazing.
Yes.
This is actually honeycomb.
It is honeycomb, yes. This is what honey looks like prior to extracting.
Worker bees can take anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours to collect the nectar from the flowers. They then take it back to the hive, where the nectar is made into honey and stored in honeycomb. These bees only visit heather, don't they?
While they're up here, yes.
So does that alter the taste of the honey?
It does, yes. Each honey from each flower tastes different. Heather honey is very strong, almost has a burnt sugar caramel taste to it.
It's incredible to think that each of these hives contains about 40,000 bees, and each bee is constantly beavering away to produce food. And already today, we've put down about 50 of these hives. It's like I'm walking down a street full of factories, except we're not in Manchester or Leeds. We're right in the middle of the Yorkshire Dales, surrounded by this frenzy of production. After 5 or 6 weeks, the bees in each hive will have made enough honey to fill up to 20 jars. How long does it take from the moment one of these bees flies off, gets a bit of nectar and comes back with it, until the moment we unscrew the jars on our table?
The bees are up here for about 5 to 6 weeks. So in that period of time, the bees basically collect all the nectar, as you've said, bring it back to the hive, and we take it back down to the extraction plant to put it through an extractor, which takes the honey out of the comb.
Hives like these are helping to ensure a future for the honeybees. Beekeepers like Scott and Paul are helping to save the species while providing us with something naturally sweet. We're just about finished now. In about 5 weeks' time, the lads will come back, put the hives back on the van, take it off to Paul's place. He'll take the frames out, extract the honey. They'll put it into these jars, and Bob's your uncle. Here we go. Heather honey. Absolutely gorgeous. Mind you, I've stuck my finger in this now, so I have to keep it, won't I? See you, lads. Leaving the North York moors behind, I'm marching 3 miles south of Richmond to visit the biggest army barracks in the world. Catterick Garrison covers an area of 4 square miles and is home to 13,000 personnel.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Fox good, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
Write your name there, please, sir. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.
I'm not here to play soldier, but to visit one of its disused training grounds that has now been transformed into a wildlife haven. The man behind the whole project is Major Tony Creese of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards.
Tony, hello. Major Tony Creese. Welcome to Foxglove Covert.
Thank you.
Great pleasure to have you here. Really nice to have you here.
Looking forward to it. I'm really intrigued. When army training left the site, the land lay wild for 20 years. But when Major Creese returned from the Gulf in 1992, he saw its potential and, driven by a passion for wildlife, set about its transformation into a nature reserve. What did this look like originally?
This place originally had lain fallow for 20 years. It was really a wilderness, it was a jungle.
Today, I'm getting the chance to join a team of volunteers who are building a new feeding point for birds and otters in the middle of the lake.
This is the volunteers just clearing up now before we start taking the...
It's a lot of brush, isn't there?
A lot of brush.
Shall I give him a hand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, here we go. Oh, thank you. Around 100 volunteers help at the site every week. Oh, my word. An even split of military and civilians. This is one way of bringing the garrison and the local community together. As befits his rank, Major Creese is overseeing operations.
Right, ladies and gents, if you could finish off now, please, and make your way back up onto the boardwalk. Sean and Lee, you ready to go?
Good to go, Tony? Yep.
Roger, you fit to go with a winch, over?
We're going to start up now then, over.
Roger, out. Right, well, we're ready to go.
What is it that we're trying to achieve here?
We've got an old ash tree that's rotten, and we're going to drag it into the middle of the lake where it can be seen clearly from the hide and create some perches for the waterfowl that we have. You know, the moorhens, coots, ducks, probably kingfisher.
So you're fighting in the middle of Iraq, and then you come home and you stick a nature reserve in the middle of Catterick Barracks. What's going on, Tony?
I've been interested in wildlife all my life. You know, in the Gulf, I used to watch the wildlife crossing the desert. So even there, it was fun. Roger, now very, very cannily, if you would, just start to pull it.
Going. Well done.
Jobbed.
That was incredible.
Good job, Sean. Good job.
Do we want to get it out further, or is that just what you wanted?
No, we want to take it now. From there, we're going to have to bring a winch onto here and drag it round so that the whole piece of timber finishes up in the middle of the lake.
There are 15 different habitats here, with 2,500 recorded species. These include over 100 species of birds that are carefully monitored by a team including Sophie and Stacey, including this tiny willow warbler. They have the job of ringing and recording the birds' movements and population.
So he has a ring number of AKN 109. Perfect. So he has a wing length of 56. So he can be released, and off you go.
Hello. What have you got in there?
This one is a siskin.
Oh, it's a lovely colour. When did you collect it?
So we've collected these this morning. As you can see, we've got a few more.
These are all birds?
These are all birds,
Hi, guys.
So we catch them using a process called mist netting. So we put up these really fine nets sort of between the trees, and then the birds fly into the nets.
Yeah. To date, the Foxglove team have ringed 57,000 birds, ranging from the common blue tit and robin to ones as rare as the yellow-browed warbler and the icterine warbler.
L365383.
They don't get distressed by the rings?
No, it doesn't distress them. We have different sized rings for the different sized birds so that we can get the lightest ring possible for each bird.
Each ringed bird is skillfully handled to prevent injury, and its weight and size are carefully recorded.
It is. Weighs 11.5 grams.
So presumably you can get a lot of evidence of their migration patterns from this?
Yes, yeah, we can, and it's amazing how far some of the birds travel. Even like a blackbird from here has been found in Norway. We wouldn't think they would go that far, but they do.
I certainly wouldn't think that a blackbird would go to Norway. I thought they just hung around your house. Keeping detailed records of the wildlife is very important as part of the conservation work. It flags species that are in decline and enables the Major and the team to help protect them.
So this is a chaffinch. Tony, would you like to release this one?
I'd love to.
Back into the wild.
I don't know how to hold it.
Well, if you can see, there's a natural hollow between these two fingers here.
Yeah.
So if you place that over the bird's head.
Yeah. Oh,
that's it. That's called the ringer's grip.
Oh, look. Aren't you gorgeous?
And then you just need to take the top hand off when you're ready.
Oh! I think that was one of the loveliest things I've ever been involved with. It's gone. Thank you.
We might find out where to one day.
It's time to see how Major Crease and his team are getting on. It's well into the afternoon now, and the guys have been working all day to get the winch in place and lash the ropes across the tree to make sure they get it where they want, so it can become a sanctuary in the middle of the pond for birds and otters.
Willie, when I give you the go, really slowly, just start to pull it.
Full go, over.
OK, Willie.
Yeah, oh!
Can you hold there, Willie, please?
With some careful manoeuvring of the landscape, Major Crease and his team have created an array of environments where nature can flourish and visitors can view the wildlife.
Right, Willie, give it another try, please. Gently. No, stop. Whoa. Willie, I think that's good there.
Willie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Send over.
Looks really good from the height. It's really central. Over.
Really pleased with that. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Good.
Yeah. Well done.
Brilliant. I'm very
Thank you
grateful.
very much.
Thank you very much to all of you.
Foxglove Covert has become an important place for scientific study and preservation, but it's also a wonderful wildlife haven for visitors to enjoy. A military operation conducted with typical British Army efficiency in order to help conserve Yorkshire's wildlife. Pretty good day, I think. Coming up, I visit a grand house where the neglected land that surrounds it has been lovingly restored to its former glory. So that's 5 years ago, right, and there's nothing here but sheep and grass.
Yes.
And you've got to turn it into a garden. Where do you start? I'm continuing my journey through the spectacular Yorkshire Dales. I've left Catterick Garrison and I'm off to visit one of the most charming places on this route. Just 11 miles east is the country estate of Kiplin Hall. Typical sunny Saturday afternoon at a stately home. Look at it, wonderful Jacobean, Victorian mishmash that makes us all feel as though we're looking at history. And over there, can you see that enormous country park? And over here, beyond this wall, is, of course, the archetypal walled garden. Except up to 5 years ago, beyond there wasn't a garden, there was a load of sheep and a lot of grass. The garden had been neglected for a long time, but 5 years ago, an ambitious project set about to renew it and bring it back to life. The 150 acres are now bursting with beautiful blooms and a thriving array of fruit and vegetables. Cool, look at these massive rhubarb leaves. When I was a kid, I used to be a bit freaked out by rhubarb. I think it was something to do with the size of all this vegetation, but now I find it really rather exotic. And you've got lovely strawberries over here. Hope they don't mind. When I was a kid, my dad came home from the Second World War and he planted this little vegetable garden outside our back doors so that his son would be full of vitamin C as he grew up. So every time I see rhubarb and strawberries and raspberries, I think of the old man, bless him. Head gardener Chris Baker took on the challenge to transform the dilapidated estate gardens to their former glory. Cool, that looks old.
That's the only existing apple tree that was in the walled garden when I came.
When you first came here, so it was a model for what was going to happen up here?
That's right, yeah.
Soon, I guess, the branches will be touching and you'll have a real avenue of trees. So what kind of veg were they growing in the Victorian times?
Well, not too dissimilar to now. I mean, we've got pickling cucumbers, Savoy cabbages, peas, you know, and beans. It's similar things, but different varieties.
Throughout its 400-year history, this Jacobean country house has been owned by just 4 families. Kiplin Hall was originally built in 1619 for George Cavett, the Secretary of State for James I. During the Second World War, it was requisitioned and converted into flats for RAF officers. Like most requisitioned buildings, Kiplin Hall's condition continued to deteriorate after the war, and it's been an ongoing restoration project ever since. The last owner was Bridget Talbot, who was determined to save it from demolition and set up the Kiplin Hall Charitable Trust in 1968. It's still run by the trustees today. It wasn't just Chris's green fingers which brought the garden back to life. To get the details right, he had to turn detective. So that's 5 years ago, right, and there's nothing here but sheep and grass.
Yes.
And you've got to turn it into a garden. Where do you start?
Well, first of all, you've got to look at the maps. It's all in the archives. It's in the North Yorkshire, in the Records Office, and of course the archives that we have here as well.
Chris was able to study the Ordnance Survey maps that were drawn in the 1890s. These clearly show the layout of the garden and outbuildings, providing Chris with accurate information which helped to replicate the design.
So, according to the OS maps, what they had here were one greenhouse, which was a show house because it was next to the main path. They had another one over there, which was grown subtropical ornamental plants. We've got seed lists which date from the 1770s, which would indicate that they were actually growing vegetables. Later on, in about the 1890s, we're looking at photographs of how the walled garden looked, which then gives us a general layout for the actual beds themselves.
Walled gardens reached peak popularity for large houses during Victorian times. These walls not only protected the crops from the elements, but also from scrumpers stealing their prized produce.
We then see whereabouts the nails were in the walls, whereabouts the fruit foreman was putting his nails, tying his fruit in, looking for labels on the walls, because once you have the lead labels on the walls, then you know what variety of fruit they were actually growing on the wall.
Old lead plant labels?
Yeah, so we've got Kirk's plum, which is down there. So we research, can we still get hold of Kirk's plum? Yes, we can. So we buy it.
In its heyday, there would have been at least 7 full-time gardeners tending to these plants. These days, Chris relies on a team of 15 part-time volunteers who are carrying on traditional techniques like training these fruit trees into beautiful shapes.
That one is gorgeous, isn't it?
So that's fan trained, and the fan trains are like a fan. And then we've got espaliers, the trees which have horizontal
Oh, yes,
arms.
yeah.
We're pruning them in the modified laureate system.
Oh, come on, the modified laureate system, what's that?
It is a true system of pruning espalier fruit trees where we take these lateral shoots down to 1 to 2 leaves, like so.
Yeah. What's this garden for? Is it just for tourists to come and see how gardens used to be in the old days?
Primarily, it was built to serve the house to provide self-sufficiency in fruit and vegetables and cut flowers for the hall. And so that is realistically what we're trying to get back. So at the minute, everything that's grown here is produced for the hall, for the cafe in there, and anything excess, then we sell to the public.
Well, that sounds like a cue to me. Time to head inside and try some of the produce from the garden for myself.
Look at this. You've got local Wensleydale cheese in the quiche, which is delicious. In the salad, you've got nasturtium leaves and marigolds from the refurbished garden. Bob's your uncle, is that for me?
Yes, it's white chocolate and raspberry scone, and the raspberries are from the walled garden.
Oh, lovely. Old-fashioned values in a modern context. I'll go for this, even though I haven't finished this yet.
Next time, I'm in North Yorkshire, where I get a bird's eye view of the moors.
Takes your breath away, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Sample some of the area's more colourful crops.
This is like eating a bridal headdress.
And discover the story of the penniless monks who upgraded their humble monastery into the grandest of abbeys.
Bang! Where's the poverty now? They'd put up this symphony in stone.